Good morning, YouTube. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Google Pixel 9, or not specifically the Google Pixel 9 lineup, but just Google Pixels in general. Um, if you are interested in Google Pixels, um, a lot of the accessibility features are neat to have, and if you're using Google TalkBack on most Pixel devices, if not all of them, they move between the home screens quite nicely, actually, without having to do any sort of swiping or extra gestures to move over, unlike the Samsung devices or Apple devices who don't even have simple gestures anyway. But for those who are interested in iPhones as well, they are relatively okay with accessibility, just not my preferred preference. To each their own. If you have questions about the Apple versus Android debate, feel free to ask me and I can try to give my best opinions on that. Anyway, back to the Google Pixels. Google Pixels not only have the scrolling home screen through TalkBack, but also their application, the app drawer or library, depending on what you want to call it, is organized alphabetically with your most recent apps used at the very top, and then it sorts alphabetically downwards. So like if you have any A letter applications, they'll be the top ones. If not, B's will be the first ones you see, followed by C letter applications, D letter applications, any E's you may have. If not, then it goes straight to F. Any G applications you have. If you have any H applications, it'll show down there as well. And I think for the blind or visually impaired individuals, or even the sighted individuals, it makes it easy to find what app you need. Instead of having to search for it through, other means, it's just you go down the alphabet list until you find the app you need. Like, say you wanted settings, you go all the way down to the S section of the applications, and then you'd find them. You find the settings app there. Or you wanted the screenshots, that's also in that section. You wanted any pixel tips, that's a little bit above that. You want the recorder, that's in the R section. It would be the only app in that area if you installed it, or if it came installed on your phone. Now, the always on display screen for Pixel devices is relatively handy, actually, allowing blind users to dismiss notifications without having to turn the phone on, or rather wake the screen. Sorry for my English. Excuse me, sorry. But anyway, yeah, so the always on display is a nice feature to have. Google Pixels will also listen for nearby music that's playing if you don't know a song and you don't want to ask your smart speaker, such as an Alexa or a Google device. Your Pixel device, whether it's an older Pixel or newer Pixel, doesn't matter which one, will actually listen to what's around you at the same time as you using the device. So if you're using the device and it notices it picks up a song that you don't know and you want to know about it, it shows on the lock screen and in the notification panel or the notification shade. Does not matter what you want to call that. It's still in the notifications area. Now, TalkBack users can get a brief overview of what notifications are in the notifications center by just using TalkBack gestures up in the status bar, where you have the time, the date. Well, it doesn't show the date usually, never has, and I don't think you can get to do that anymore. But it'll show you the time and any notifications if there are any up there, and then your Wi-Fi connectivity or cellular connectivity. It shows you both, and in Android 16, it'll say, instead of phone 4 bars, it'll say something like Boost Mobile 4 bars or AT&T 3 bars, something along those lines. In my case, it'll say Verizon because that's who my provider is, and it basically shows you it shows you who your provider is at the top, and then how many signal bars you have. And then whether on it'll tell you if you're on LTE, 5G, or what's in Verizon's world, what's known as 5G UW, which is the fastest 5G band you can get. It's the shorter band. That's not dealing with accessibility. That's just me geeking out on technology that is really cool. But on the way of accessibility, TalkBack users will find that the phone will tell them that they're on Verizon when they first wake up the screen. And for those who have difficulty reading small print, the time is in really big letters or really big numbers so you can see it. Now, the other nice thing with TalkBack is this. Most Android phones that use TalkBack will not read the app where the notification is coming from, like the iPhones. For an example, the iPhone can say YouTube now, YouTube notification. And here's the problem with that. It says the app name a little too much, in my opinion. Android, only time it reads the app notifications or the app names is if you're dismissing them from the lock screen or you're reading them from the notification center. Otherwise, it doesn't tell you what the app is from, and it doesn't actually get in the way of what you're doing and whatnot. So, on that front, I find that Pixel has, and just Android in general, has a better hold on their notifications and how they're displayed. The other thing that Android devices do, and this is all Android devices that I know of, they will all display charging information on the lock screen at the same time as your time, date, and any quick shortcuts you have on the screen, such as wallet, camera, phone, flashlight, all of those. Now, Motorola's have a nice thing where you can shake the phone back and forth to activate the flashlight, or twist your wrist twice quickly to invoke the camera. The Motorola Razr phones have a video feature, but the problem is you have to turn off the outer display feature where you put your phone in landscape and then flip and then fold it closed about 90 degrees, and then it activates the video feature. I usually turn that off because it is so difficult to try to get that thing to work, especially with the way I hold my phone portrait. It'd make it really hard. So in this aspect, I find that the Google Pixels are better in that front than the Motorola's are. And another thing, timely updates are a thing. If you want a phone that's got timely updates and that actually provides really good performance along with long battery life, you want to go with a Pixel. Like the Pixel 9 lineup, which is the 9, the 9 Pro, the 9 Pro XL, and the 9 Pro Fold. Android 16 provides a lot longer battery life for everyday use. Unless you're doing videos, then the camera will eat up the battery, but that's typical. Again, my channel is about accessibility, so if you have questions about anything I've talked about today, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer questions. Real quick, I just want to cover that the fingerprint sensor on most phones nowadays are in the screen, and TalkBack will tell you if you're how or which way you need to move in order to find the fingerprint sensor in the screen. Some phones will still have it in the side button. My Galaxy Tab S9 FE has it in the finger or in the side key. My Z Fold 6 had it in the side key. My Motorola Razr had it in the side key. Phones that don't fold have it in the screen, like the Pixels. The Motorola Face Unlock doesn't work half the time because it's a pain in the ass to set up. I mean, it really is. You have to look right at the phone, and it's a pain in the ass. But either way, if you want to go Motorola, you can. Just know you won't get timely updates. Unfortunately, the TCL tablets fall in that same category of not so timely updates. So if you want timely updates, you want to go with a flagship Samsung or Google device if you want timely Android updates. Now, One UI 7 should have launched already for the S24 lineup. I don't know if the S23s will get it yet, but I know the S24s should have the One UI 7 update with the Now Bar feature, as well as some other features that are particular to Samsung. Google implemented that the Live Activities feature in Android 16. I just haven't seen it yet, but when I do, I will definitely be able to update you guys on how it works, how accessible it is, and all of that. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you're bumping into this channel for the first time and you like the content you see and want to see more of that content, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon for notifications. If you like this content, feel free to share it with your friends and hit the thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Peace.